hit. I'll tell you what. She is getting on the front end.
She's getting a lot of late action.
Yeah. She's left the 2 and the 5. She has to be on this pin. No.
There she is
Too
not.
far out to the right-hand side. Give it a try. Trudy Atwell, just 19 years of age.
Ooh, off the
good
right-hand
show here.
side.
Another 9. That's 5 in a row for her. She's counting 9.
Becoming close. Just spares.
Dead even this match right now. Both teams open on spares. Bob Doothright steps up. He is open on the spares. 78. 18 pins over par and open here. Doesn't use much of the approach, does he? Oh, punch through the middle.
To count 4 on the spare.
Well, he has to go to work here, right or left side. Try to come out of this way.
Get the left side nicely.
Well, I tell you.
Now, if he can do that on the right side, he's all set to move on to the left-hand approach and work on himself his 4th mark of the game, if he possibly can. And
punch
takes an 8 on it.
Comes out of it with an 8, so he goes to an even 90. That's 20 over. He is bowling very, very well. Bob Doothright, 122 is average. Again, tight up against that ball rack.
Off to the left, gets some late action.
Yeah. You know, that's not all that bad a shot.
He's got some great wood there. Yeah. If that piece that's rolling towards the left of screen sidles up on the 7, he might have something there. I think it is on course to.
Oh yeah, I think
7.
he's going to have good coverage on the 7.
Yeah, he's got it.
Now he can get the ball over here, or he can put the ball in on this and drive the pin over.
Here he goes, and I think he's got it.
Good shot.
Great shot.
Well, so let's have a look at it.
Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
You remember what Bruce wrote on the video screenwriter? You know what he had to do? He had to put it on that pin that's towards the center of your screen, and he had to be to the right of it, and that's exactly what he did. That pin went over and took the 7 and the all. The action happened on the right side for another mark. Bob Doothright, and there's Brian Dagnall. He's working on a spare.
Yep.
He's got 7 on that.
Well, Brian has got the 7 on the spare, which is good, but he's got a tough split. He's got to drive this pin straight back on the other pin. Well, that won't get the one in the corner, so he may come over here and put this wood in play and try to bring it over.
He's going for the wood, and it's
spinning and turning, but no.
So close.
Yeah. The only way he could do it was put the wood in play, and he gave it a real try.
Well, he showed us how to put the ball on the right side of the lane. That's how you do it on the left side. Straight on down. He's got himself 10 bucks. Got himself 7 on the spare.
All right, Dagnall right now 15 over at 85 after 7, Paul. He's an explosive one.
He's going at a good clip here, too, and that's
good setup. Well, a piece of wood on the move, it turns, and it will not be a factor, I don't think.
Well, I think
Maybe.
it's now rolling.
It
Yeah,
is
because
rolling.
the other one did fall off the place, and now it is rolling into place. So this should be
All it's going to do is help.
a big help to him if he can get it on that
Just
front
lay
pin.
the ball
That's
on
the
this
key,
side or this side, and there's no problem. I don't see Brian missing this shot.
He's on it. He got it.
He's got it. Brian Dagnall picks up a spare in the 8th to go to 95 and open, and the bowling continues just to get hotter and hotter, as do the bowlers. Great action.
These bowlers are really pulling it together. We've got 2 frames left in the first string. Why don't you come on back for that, because I have a feeling it's going to heat up here.
Yep.
More of the number 7 Mixed Candlepin Challenge in ATV in just a moment. Stay with us.
You know, that Russian left winger is going to be pretty tough in Calgary.
Trinitron TV. Some people have it, and some people don't. Sony Trinitron in the new Designer series.
Poinsettias from the greenhouse growers of Nova Scotia proudly display this label, a symbol that signals outstanding quality and freshness. It means they've been grown right here in Nova Scotia and shipped quickly to market. Healthy, vigorous plants that look better and last longer. This Christmas season, make sure you select poinsettias from the greenhouse growers of Nova Scotia. Ask for them by name and look for this label, the Greenhouse Growers of Nova Scotia. We grow better.
When I went looking for a microcomputer, I chose microwaves. They developed a system for our company that was custom-made for our special needs. Then the Microwaves Learning Center team trained my staff to use the system efficiently. Microwaves gave us the right tools and taught us how to use them. Today, we have a better company.
Visit your Microwave Solution Store at 61 Riddell Avenue in the Burnside Industrial Park.
Moncton Fairlanes, well represented at the number 7 Mixed Candlepin Challenge in ATV. This is Giselle Arsenault, her partner, Bob Doothright, also bowls at the Fairlanes in Moncton. Giselle with a 101 average and almost on course to reaching that average today. She's only 2 under after 8 frames. She's got herself a 6-pin drop here.
Hey, you just know she'd like the mark, but I tell you the truth, I'd like to see a couple 10s. That would give her a 98 without a mark.
That's right.
Uh-oh. It's going to be a problem, Giselle.
Now we're in trouble. Well, she's just going to have to put a mark in the 10th frame.
Yeah, well, she can get 10 here, but it's difficult. She lays it down. Oh, she got it! Isn't that great?
I wouldn't mind seeing that one again. That was a great shot by
I think
Giselle.
she probably threw the second ball away there. She said, let's make this look good. That was a great shot there by Giselle. She goes now to 88 after 9 without a mark.
Well, you know what I'd like to see now is a spare.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Gotta go with no mark.
Bruce and I are mixed on that. Mixed feelings. She got the 1 pin out of the way.
I don't
she's
wish
gonna get
her,
a chain reaction.
I don't wish her any.
Yes,
no,
look at this. Talk about your late action. Woo! Don't need slow motion on that, folks. It did it all for us, right before your eyes.
All right, now.
Now the wood.
Well,
is it going to be a mark or not?
No, she want to get over on the wood and put the wood across. Here it comes.
She.
All right, Giselle.
You ever been to the carnival?
Let's get that
wheel.
Now let's get that other piece of wood out of there. She's in a little tough piece of wood. It's difficult to say from our angle, but that wood doesn't look very good. Left-hand side, she's coming in. Well, not bad, Giselle. 9. What a great round of applause for Giselle Arsenault. She comes up with a 97 without a mark. That is just great pinning.
That is something else.
Yep. Now, Trudy Atwell. That was fun. Trudy is at 88 right now.
Now here's a girl who's shown that she can mark.
Well, she's had 5 9s in a row now, but you're right, Paul. She opened with the spare and the strike on it, bowling very, very well. Good coverage on the 7, but the 9
right on that head pin, but no, it's
little
going to
too
be
flush.
tough to get a 10 out of it.
Yeah.
Unless you can pull off a shot like Giselle's. It's a matter of sending the ball across to get the 7. But it's not going to happen for her. In fact, she settled for a 7. For Trudy Atwell, not a great box. She had a 7 in the 3rd. Other than that, she's been consistent with the 9s. And, of course, the first 2 frames, she struck and then spared and then struck. And now here's a spare lead.
Oh, yeah.
There was
wood coming back. Nice setup.
Wood aplenty.
Yeah. She wants to lay the ball in right about there. Now she has another piece of wood coming back, so she may have to get on that. Again, a little difficult to tell from our angle, but it's coming back. She's going to have to get on that wood, but double wood, this should not be a problem at all. Well, let's just wait. Yeah, it's not moving much, so she's going to throw, and rightfully so, gets on the wood. Oh,
do you believe it?
Well,
that's rough.
Piece of wood, lots of wood now around the object pin there, the 8.
Be a problem unless something bizarre happens.
No, forget that for the 10. But Trudy, you know, is thinking about that miss there. Just a game of inches. Now,
Trudy Atwell finishes with a 105.
Bob Doothright up now. He's open on a spare. He's at an even 100. His team trailing by 3 pins. So if he gets 3 on here, he'll tie the match up. I suspect he'll get more.
Oh, yes, he does.
Count of 17 goes up by 4. A little bit of a tough split, though. He's left the 2 and the 4 and the 6. So he's got to get the 2 here over on the 6. Or else he's got to play the ball off the 2 and get the ball over to take the 6. Let's see which way he goes.
He's going for that.
Yeah.
Ended up with the 4.
Well, he had to be real thin on the 2 to get it over on the 6. Not surprising if he didn't get it. He gets the 9 there. he goes to 116 with one frame to come for him. Then we'll see Brian Dagnall finish off his string, and we'll have reached the halfway mark.
Arsenault and Doothright, 3 pins to their advantage. They have the lead.
But
And
Brian Dagnall's got that spare coming out.
that's absolutely right. And that could make a big difference here. Bob Doothright
Wood in between the 6 and 9 might help, but no.
punches through.
Yeah.
That's a real shame. Now he's going to have to struggle to get a 9 or a 10.
Play the 3 of the left-hand side. Takes out one
6
more.
spots.
Tough finish there for Bob Doothright because he bowls so well, finishes with a 9, then a 6. So he
Well,
finishes with a 122, but that's not bad. Right on his average.
The lead has changed.
Yeah.
That is his average, as a matter of fact. 122. That's great.
Well, Atwell and Dagnall are up by a single pin right now, plus what Dagnall gets on this ball. Big count, 9.
Folks in the crowd saying, hard.
Yeah, right.
Addressing their comments, of course, to that piece of wood that was rolling on the plate back towards the 6, but it wasn't hard enough to take it.
Brian shouldn't miss this one. A little bit of a guide on the
on it.
left-hand side, but he got way out. Ball is on the... Oh.
Now here, folks, is a game of waiting.
Well, that's
that
right. That
ball is going to go
if
back
it just
and
touches
forth.
that pin, it'll take it. No, it went behind.
It rolled behind it and off the plate. Oh. Oh.
We saw that happen one time before.
I believe that was in our first mix.
I think it was, yeah.
Mike Lawrence, that's right. It went back and forth, what, 3 times?
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah.
And he got the pin.
And he got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just doesn't take much. Anyway, Brian Dagnall goes to 113. Good hit. Nice 8-pin drop there.
And shouldn't be too much of a problem for the spare if he gets that front pin, which is the pin to the left of your screen. If you're having a problem with perception from the TV camera.
It's the 5 and the 2. But Brian must be on the pin out in front here.
That's the 2 pin, but he gets the 5 instead, leaves 1 standing, and he's going to try and even it out for a 10
Now,
bucks.
I'll tell you this. Brian Dagnall has missed 4 spares. Now, we're not saying that in a critical way, but he's still going to come out of this with a, 122, and he's missed 4 spares that he could have had. Now, that may come back to haunt him later on. He's missed, I think, 2 9-pin breaks. He missed 1 just now, another one, and also he missed the one you saw in the 9th frame.
That's right.
So not to, like as I say, criticize, but Brian knows that, and that's why if he looks a little bit dejected, that's why he knows that he could have run up about 140 instead of his 122.
There's the scoreboard running down from the top. Giselle Arsenault, not a mark on the board, but she did pin well. Very consistent with only 3 9s. The rest were 10s. That gave her 97, dropping only 3 pins. Then you see Bob Doothright with 4 marks on the board, including that strike in the 5th frame, 122. That's his average. He met it today. Trudy Atwell with 2 marks to begin with, and then kind of cooled off a little bit.
Yeah.
She got a couple of 7 boxes there and a 6 on a spare. Well, 105 was the final on her first string, and then Brian Dagnall. Well, he was explosive after the 5th. In fact, in the 5th, he had that strike, spare in the 6th, then a spare in the 8th, and then a little cool in the 9th and 10th frames to finish at 122, same as Bob Doothright. So it's an interesting contest. We've got a whole string to go, and you know what can happen in 10 frames, a whole lot. So come on back for it. It's not over yet. Stay with us.
Still playing gotcha with old-fashioned screwdrivers? Well, now there's Power Screwdriver. It fits right on your power drill. Slip in a screw and it locks in place. Power it in fast and straight without scuffing. It comes with interchangeable heads and exclusive depth dial built right in. Number 1 leaves the screw raised. Number 7 automatically countersinks. You can dial 8 different settings and the screw is released at the depth you select. Look, this monster would twist your wrist off the old way, but Power Screwdriver just powers it in. In Formica, it sucks up without scratching. In masonry block, it's sensational. No plug or pilot needed. Work above your head without breaking your back, no matter what the angle. Power Screwdriver comes with a bonus 7-piece nut driver set. Great for swings, bikes, toys, and cars. Also, Nail Driver, a brilliant tool idea. Drop in a nail and drive it home with a simple push. Works in corners where your hammer can't reach. You get Power Screwdriver, Nail Driver, plus 7-piece nut driver set. Only $19.99 from K5.
Available at Eaton, Zellers, Wilco, Kmart, Towers Bonamart, Stedman's.
At Alexander Keith's, we're great believers in tradition. That's why, after 150 years or so, we started another one. Alexander Keith's Light. A light beer. Brewed the way Alexander Keith himself would brew it. Slowly, carefully, with a taste he could be proud of. That taste that started the tradition. Alexander Keith Light. We took the time to do it right.
Get it now. You don't have to wait and pay nothing till 1988. Now through Saturday only at Madman Murphy's. No money down, no interest, and no payments of any kind for 5 full months. Save on TVs, VCRs, stereos, microwave ovens, and blank tapes. Get them now and pay nothing. No money down, no interest, and no payments of any kind for 5 months. Saturday is the last day. Hurry to Madman Murphy's, 6160 Almond Street. Call 455-5040.
We're back at Baisley Lane in Dartmouth. Atwell Dagnall with an 8-pin lead at this point. This is Giselle Arsenault of Moncton, New Brunswick. Bowls at Moncton Fairlanes, a mountain road, and here's the first ball in the second string.
Well, for Giselle, a 97 without a mark through the first string. She says, well, now that that's out of the way, I'll start getting a few marks here in the second string.
I'm sure that's what she's saying. We have yet to see a mark from Giselle, and she's not going to get one here, obviously.
Tell you, you're right, we haven't seen a mark, but she was one of the most impressive bowlers here this afternoon. She has been very, very accurate.
Yes, that's key.
Comes over that with a 9, the opening frame. Goes to the other side now for Giselle. All the gang at the neurosurgery department watching Giselle operate here.
That's pretty good, Bruce.
Thank you.
I'm sure the folks at home are just rolling in their sofas now.
Well, Pizza Fine surgery here if she can split the 3 and the 6. She has nice coverage there. Wants to put the ball in there and kick the pin over or get the ball over. Here's the shot. Looks pretty good. Oh, great try.
Nice on the right side.
Yeah. That was all right. Now she's looking at 10 here. And got it on the pin, so she continues to pin well with a 9 and a 10. As Trudy Atwell steps up. Trudy, as we said before, opened with a spare and a strike in the first 2 frames. Let's see if she can open with something here in the second string. Ooh, that's not what she wants. Trudy, just 19 years of age. Little fine, but she's getting some great late action.
She's been doing that.
Yep.
Quite a bit.
Into the wood pile here. And hope for the best. She'd get them both.
Yeah, she's got them for 10.
But Trudy picks up a 10. A little flash of the eyebrows there. There's nothing to it.
She says, oh, no, what are we going to do? Another try, another crack at it?
By the way,
whoa. I've never seen a ball that far off to the left do that before.
Might want to point out that Trudy, very, very pretty 19-year-old, is single. Yeah.
Her high single is 158.
Yeah.
Rolled 105 in the first string.
It's on the object pin out front.
Has 18 after 2 in the second string, and that brings up Bob Toothright.
Well, Bob had something going in the first string, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th with a spare strike, spare, then had a spare in the 8th. 122, right on his average. If he starts the second string here, he could get more. Oh, wood turned a little bit.
Well, it looks like he just wants to be in between that piece.
I think if he gets anywhere about half this pin, there's no problem at all. Or he can play it on the outside here. There's a shot. Oh, went the other way.
On the inside.
Yeah, didn't want to be there.
Too far to the left.
Yeah, he had that one get away on him a little bit. I think that's one he'd like to have back. And that's another one. Little smile, though.
Well, Bob finished the first string with a 6-box. So he may have been looking for an adjustment that hasn't come yet.
Well, that's not a bad point. He's getting that first ball in there. Look at this.
Look at, yes. A mushroom.
Yeah. What he'll want to do here is lay the ball in on this side. Let the ball go over and take that. Then kick this pin onto the deadwood, over here onto this piece of deadwood, and take the 10 pin. That's right there.
Well, that's the game plan, and he came so close to doing what?
Well, that wood would come over here and went in behind.
Got it now for 10.
Should have had it. Played it well enough to make it, but he comes back, gets the 10. And Bob Doothright will sit down, and Brian Dagnall will sit up. 122 for him also. So he and Doothright dead even.
There's the shot, right on the head pin. All the body language couldn't pull down that 7.
Well, what Brian will want to do is get over here and try and get the ball across onto the 7. Here comes the shot. Try to bring the ball, the wood, and everything else over, and he had things going in the right direction.
Brian and Trudy, both from Dartmouth, and they've got some fans here at Paisley Lanes today. Brian bowls at the Dartmouth Bolodrome.
Brian controlled that with a 10, and now switches over to the other side. Well, such good stuff in the ball that normally when he's on the front like that, he gets some action, but he, a bad break there. But for him to be in here, well, at least to the right of the three pin. Oh. Well, now it's going to be interesting. Will he play this pin here and try to get something over here and something over here, or he may just go in this area and play it safe. Goes to the left, try to play it safe with the 2, but control it up with a 7 is Brian Dagnall. So Brian will sit down and give way to the house cleaner, Giselle Arsenault. Oh, I tell you, there's no towel stay on the floor when she's around. That's part of her genteel nature.
Giselle right on that 3 pin, punching through on the right side.
Okay, Giselle wants to come back and sink this one just a little bit to the left of the front pin right here. She got it on the right-hand side. And she wants that wood to roll back, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Well, it is a little bit now. It's going to get caught up in the other piece of wood. And now she's set, plays it low. Good play, good shot. Comes into the row 9. So, again, Giselle Arsenault continues to pin well. She's bowled 13 frames, has not had a mark, but she had nothing worse than a 9. And she's only had 5 of those, of the 13.
That's really quite impressive.
It sure is. So she's dropped 5 pins in 13 frames and has not marked. Again, faced with a tough second shot. And now she's going to be faced with a very, very tough third shot. This is the first time she's really been under some serious pressure. She'd like to be on this pin, but if she misses, she wants to be over here somewhere. She doesn't want to go down that hole again.
Well, she's off to the right now.
Yeah, punch through.
And ooh.
Well,
5 box.
I tell you, she had a 5 box there, but you've got to remember the 13 frames that followed, at least that preceded that 5 box, and she deserves a lot of credit. Sometimes when that happens, though, you start thinking mark a little bit more and say, well, I've got to get a mark now to bring that back. Trudy Atwell up now. Good hit by Trudy, wanted the 7.
Who can mark? Well, she's got a piece of wood behind that 3.
She has a great setup on the right-hand side with the wood in behind, but she has to get the ball or the wood from here over to the 7. Oh, she's missed badly. Now she wants to come back and make sure she gets right in here.
No.
That
was a funny way of taking out the 7.
Sure, I don't think she really played it that way. She got down a little low in the wood, but she controlled it with an 8 anyway.
Right on the head pin, leaves 7 and 5 standing on the right.
We saw 9 marks in the first string. We're still looking for our first mark from any of the 4 bowlers here in the second string.
Well, that was great.
That's a nice hit. I'm very impressed with this young lady.
She's got the 3, 5, 6, and 9. Left the 10 standing. Couldn't touch the 7, of course, going on the right side. Puts it in the gutter.
Up the gutter.
For an 8 ball.
This lady, for a 19-year-old, has a lot of composure up there.
She most certainly does.
Bowling very, very well, putting the ball where she wants. And you've got to be impressed. There you see the score, 278 for Atwell and Dagnall, 271 for Arsenault and Doothright, and it's Doothright up right now to bowl in his 3rd frame, 2nd string.
Off to the left he was, and now has 6 pins standing, with the 3 pin wobbling a little bit, but it's certainly not going to go down now. He's going to have to make it go down.
But through frames
right on the 1.
Sorry, Paul. Through frames 4 to 8, those 5 frames. In the first string, Bob had 4 marks, but he's now gone through 4 and now 5 frames without a mark. So Bob Doothright is a little bit due. He was hot as a pistol in the middle section of that first string.
Doothright due. Bob's due. Doothright. Okay, left side, and leaves 6 pins standing with some wood in behind, or in front of, rather, that 9 pin in the back. And look at that.
Boy, that one was hit well enough to make it, but he left the 10.
This was going to roll right in front of the 10 and roll away, I think, and not come into play. He'll probably just give that another second to get out of the way.
Yeah, he wants that out of there. Now he's set to go. Yeah, they've been told to let her go in the 3rd ball. He does. And Bob gets his 10. So Bob Doothright picks up a 10. Brian Dagnall steps up. His team up by several pins. We'll give you the accurate count in just a moment. Dagnall, good hit. 9 pins. That's the difference. Dagnall and Atwell on top. This one, the makings of a real nail biter. Not a bad setup for Brian here on this side or over here on this side, but he must be on this pin. Yes, sir. Played it perfect. Good shot by Brian Dagnall. Let's have another look at that one. Brian Dagnall pulled the string on it, played it on the right-hand side, bang, bang, bang.
And so there they go.
Yeah.
So Brian now open on a mark, and he's going to attempt to make something happen. But he doesn't. No, he gets 4.
He gets 4. They go up by 13, but he'd like to have a little more than that. He got himself a tough split, too, with the horseman plus the 6 and 10.
See, he'll go for the 4 horsemen, going on to the head pin. Actually hit the 2 there and took 3 off behind it, leaving the front pin and the 6 and 10.
He'll be looking at this area right here. Play this one for a 9. Ooh.
Through the gap.
Yeah. Instead of that with a 7. So all of a sudden they slip back to 10 again. And we've got 6 frames to come. The lead is only 10, so this one is very, very much up for grabs. And you've got to believe that Giselle Arsenault, bowling extremely well, but she has yet to mark. And you've got to believe that she is liable to pick up a mark, as you see the scoreboard there. No marks for her, a 5 marks, but I just have to believe she's going to have 2 marks before this string is over.
Okay, that's
prediction there.
That's Bruce's prediction, too, for Giselle Arsenault. How many, I ask you, for Bob Doothright?
Well, Bob is due to mark also. He's gone now 5 frames without a mark, and make that 6 now if you count the 2 in the first string. And he certainly has got an explosive opening ball. If he can get that in, he'll pick up a couple.
Speaking of marks, there's a funny story. Trudy Atwell.
Oh, yeah. She got off to the great start, the spare, and then the strike on at the start, but she has yet to mark since then, but she hasn't bowled bad at all. I'm very impressed with her composure up there for just 19 years of age. Then we go to Brian Dagnall. Well, anything can happen with Brian. He is that explosive, so anything can happen in the next 6 frames, and is liable to happen. It's going to be exciting.
It's only a 10-pin difference. Very, very narrow, and you're talking about 6 frames to go. We're going to come back to a couple more of those right after these messages. Stay with us.
At Canadian Airlines, we've built a better business class from the ground up. But we left one thing out. It wasn't the advanced seat selection or the priority check-in or check-out. And Canadian business class features fine cuisine, fine entertainment, wide, comfortable seats to 32 cities across Canada and around the world. So what did we leave out? The middle seat.
Welcome aboard.
Canadian business class.
Weekdays on ATV Cable 8, whether it's just beginning.
Well, I feel like we've been having an affair, and that's step 1.
Moving along nicely.
It deepens and then turns into a more meaningful relationship. That's step 2.
Or getting more involved.
And then step 3 is marriage.
Now, don't you forget I married some of those guys just to provide you a home.
Don't miss any of the gossip. ATV's General Hospital, 4 p.m. weekdays.
The 1987 Christmas Daddies Telethon is over, and thanks to all the generous pledges, it was a huge success. Time now to honor those pledges. Any branch of the Royal Bank will accept donations in Nova Scotia. In New Brunswick, the address is Post Office Box 278, Moncton, New Brunswick, E1C 8K9. And in Prince Edward Island, Post Office Box 1648, Summerside, Prince Edward Island, C1N 2V5.
Alcoholism. It can tear families apart. If someone you love has a drinking problem, can you see what it's doing to you?
It's all your fault!
In Al-Anon and Alateen, people share their experience, strength, and hope. Contact Al-Anon listed in your phone book or Al-Anon Family Group Headquarters.
I hate this house!
Well, at this juncture in the number 7 Mixed Candlepin Challenge, episode number 6, the hometown favorites have the lead. It's Brian Dagnall and Trudy Atwell by 10 pins at this point. This is Giselle Arsenault, the lady without a mark.
Well, here